Hi, I'm Justina Schwartz and I'm the business manager here at Schwartz Performance. This is our November 2022 shop update.
This 78 Mercedes 450 SLC project, we've been mainly working on wiring things and getting various components fitted like air conditioning and AC ducts. This former 6-cylinder powered Camaro now has the LT5 in it and fully functional, and it's driven down the road. The last little details are fitting some of the various components like the front bumper and horns and things like that. Also, we have some new wheels coming, so we got to double check the fitment of those once those arrive. But light at the end of the tunnel, and it's driven up and down the road. We do have to tune it, however. That'll be sent out to be done, and this one's really close to being done. We've got the dash and gauges in this El Camino, and we've just fitted the front chin spoiler, and now we're putting the bumper on and getting that fitted to the spoiler. We're continuing to assemble this 78 Trans Am here, and it should be on the road real soon. We're still working on getting all the electronics dialed in on this Hellcat powered Monte Carlo. This is that 69 Charger that we recently switched the engine out from a red eye to a Elephant engine. So this is the real deal 1,000 horsepower engine. We've got that in there. We've got the ECU mounted, and he's mounting all the various components, the heat exchanger for the intercooler, AC components, and so forth. So moving forward on this one again, and glad to see it moving down the road. We fitted our Schwartz G-Machine chassis to this Monza wide body. This is getting a twin turbo small block Chevy. We just got the high performance Tremec T56 Magnum from American Powertrain. It's got a bunch of beefed up internals in it, and we need to get the actual engine with all the components here to make sure we've got all the placement for all the components right. We've test fitted our G-Machine chassis to this 63 Nova, and we've filled in some of the ugliness in the firewall here. This thing is progressing nicely. We've done a fair amount of rust repair on this Challenger. Right now we're working on the door area where the hinges mount here, as well as the windshield post. Luckily, AMD had a really nice piece reproduction that fits in here. Unfortunately, it is under a couple layers of metal, so we had to cut some things away to get it in there, and then we'll make new pieces to go over top of here where we had to access it. We still have a little bit of work to do around the windshield rail there and the other side, but it's coming along really nicely. We fitted a lot more components to this Whipple charged Mustang, and right now we're working on putting the shifter in it. We're continuing to fit components to this 69 Camaro that's powered by the LT4 engine. This overhead cam 6 powered LeMans is getting a Schwartz G-Machine chassis and an upgraded powertrain. We're almost wrapped up with the trunk closeout panels on this 1,000 horsepower Chevy 2 Nova. We're working on the last piece of the trunk closeout, and we're putting hinged panels there for storage that can be done underneath the trunk floor. This is that Monte Carlo that we were prepping for primer last month. It had come back from media blasting. We've repaired the trunk floor, and now it's got epoxy primer on it. This is the beginnings of an all-new Shelby Cobra chassis. We've 3D scanned this 64 Jag Mark II. It's getting a 500 horsepower LT1 engine and a Schwartz G-Machine chassis. The chassis engineering is nearly complete, and we'll start fabricating that real soon. This is scheduled to go out for dipping to get rid of the rust, but we're going to do a few pieces of metal fabrication beforehand. We are fitting an 8L90 transmission in this, and the stock tunnel appears that it's big enough to fit that in there. So good news there. Also, we've measured the rear wheel wells. There's more than 12.5 inches of room there, so we're not going to be mini tubbing this, and we'll probably go with a tire somewhere between 275 and 295. A couple months back we showed you a 67 Ford Galaxie 500. Well, this is the chassis for that 67 Ford Galaxie 500. This is the very first one we've made for that car, and this is fully jigged up, and this chassis will fit the 65 through 68 Ford Galaxie. So if you have that application where you need a chassis for one of those cars, we got you covered. This is another new chassis that we'll be installing real soon. This is a 1973 to 1977 Pontiac LeMans and GrandAm chassis. So another new product. If you have a need for one of those, we've got pretty much all of the 73 to 77 GM midsize covered. But this one is the LeMans, the Pontiac version, LeMans and GrandAm. That's all we have for this month. Be sure and stay tuned for next month and hit that subscribe button.